Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now, in the last episode, we of course had a little good run of games and played a live comp against Sidves, which we won. Since then, we've been on a bit of a patchy run, but as you can see from looking down here, there is some very interesting scorelines that might just jump out at you, so we have quite a few things to discuss. Now, before we get into anything else, some people said that the last episode had some slight sync issues with the live com. I didn't notice it at first, but I've watched it back and there definitely were some issues which I thought I'd solve. But do not worry, I found out the problem. It was something to do with Bandicam, because when it updated before I started recording videos again, it reset some of my settings and I didn't think it had. So I've gone back, fixed that, and everything should be okie dokie from now on. So don't worry about that. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be playing away at Sidves. You might remember as we played them at home in the last episode. It's just how things fall. And someone in the comments told me that their substitute teacher actually plays for them, so we'll have to keep a lookout for him. We'll have a little look once we get into the game. Don't want to look around but just yet. We actually find ourselves in a very interesting position coming into today's game, which I frankly was not expecting. But before that, let's just talk about what's actually happened this month. Now, in our first game after the live com, we played away at Leasing. Now, I decided that we're going to just stick with playing Bruno's version of the tactic for away games just for now until we can come up with something better, which I might well have done. But for now, in this game, we just played the simple tactic. Now, we actually did really well to get ourselves 2-0 up in this game, but it was very much against the run of play. So much so, in fact, Dennis Lin's goal, I personally think it's actually worse than the one that we scored in the last episode. I'm going to show you this now because it is absurd. Right, so this is the goal. Basically, a ball over the top, Lind picks it up, passes it back to his goalkeeper, who just leaves it and lets it walk straight into the net. What the hell is that, guys? You might also notice that we only had one shot at all in this entire game, and it was our goal. We were dreadful and thoroughly deserved the defeat in this one. Particularly when we went down to 10 men, nothing was happening for us, and we were roundly beaten in this, and the fact that we were 2-0 up at all is very surprising, and we thoroughly deserved the defeat. However, in the next game, things started to look up a little bit, mainly because, well, as you can see, we scored 4 goals against Schellerup, who, admittedly, at the start of the season, I said they were going to be good, but I didn't know that. The fact is, they were top of the league going into this game, and to get a 4-4 draw with them was pretty damn good. And you'll notice as well that Soren Böge, I think that's how you pronounce his name, got us 2 goals, and he has been absolutely excellent this month. He is the Böge king. That's a terrible joke. And we rode our luck at times a little bit in this game, but we got away with a point. Okay, it's a home game. We might have wanted to do a little bit better, but it's a good result against a team like this, to be honest. Particularly as it led straight into this game here. 7-3. Well, I never. We also missed a penalty in this game, so it could have been 8-3, which is just absurd. I was a little bit down on the fact that we actually conceded the 2 of those 3 goals because they came very close to each other, and at one point I thought they were going to come back into it. Thankfully, we pushed on through, but that's what this tactic can do on its day. And Yamabukta are a very decent team and made us look very ordinary back in the day when they beat us 2-0 in the away fixture. So that is a huge result for us. And as you can see again, Søren Böge got himself a hat-trick in this game, really starting to score the goals for us now, which is what we need. And that pushed us yet further up the league. However, we were brought crashing back down to earth in the following game as we played off away at bottom side Odder. And honestly, I think we probably deserve better from this game. Malte Burson, this guy here, is very, very good. He's probably one of the top scorers in the league at the moment. We'll have a look at properly when we look at the league table, but he should be right up there. He gets a lot of goals. Nicky Steffensen grabbed us a pair in this game, but the main big problem in this game was Mr. Böge himself. This time I think it was a cruciate injury, and he's going to be out for 4 months, which is a real issue for us because that's a lot of our firepower gone. I do wonder if we're getting back, though, before the start of the next round of fixtures, because that is like 4 months away, so we never know. We might be able to get him back in time. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Next, we travelled away to VSK Aarhus, and, well, Rasmus Bigler, he's back from injury, and he equalised with a 92nd minute goal. And I think we actually really deserved it in this game. We were much better than we have been. Not better than them, and a 1-1 draw is probably a fair result, but it's an away point, and that's what really matters to me. And then finally, a home game again, Rasmus Bigler and Michael Nygaard getting 2 goals apiece in a fantastic performance once again. Now, Søren Diermus, and let's rock this back a little bit because I've had 2 different versions of how to pronounce his name. One was Daimors, and one was Dirmose. Dirmosa? So I really don't know. We're going to go with Daimors for now because that sounds really cool. Now, a couple of other things before we get into anything else. As you can see, top scorer Böge with 8. We've also got Nygaard with 8, but he's played less games. Bigler's got 4, and he's only started 1 game, so we're going to be getting him in the team quite a bit from now on. He's also got 2 assists. He's been excellent so far. Nicky Steffensen's got 4 goals, but those 7 assists are really important. And of course, Daimors with 5, which is pretty damn good, I have to say. Now, you might notice some players are missing from this list, and that's because we've had some departures. They were unhappy about the first team football they were getting, but I couldn't do anything about it because they were not really in my plans. I really like the team we've got at the moment, and I wasn't about to rock the boat for nobody. So a few players have left. In fact, I'm going to reel them off to you right about now. Ali Rizai, unfortunately, he was being held out the team. Kasper Nygård, no relation to Mikkel, hopefully. Jepsen also left, which is a shame, but he doesn't really play in a position that we use, as does Corner. He left. I presume he's still just leaving because he's that slow. It's also worth noting that when Rasmus Kramer got sent off, that was for arguing with the referee, and he got a second yellow card for it. He got a me. Unacceptable. Now, just looking at things, shots and target percentage, this sort of stuff isn't that important, but the assists per 90 minutes is quite nice to see Stephenson, Böge, and Bigler so high on that one. Pass completion, it's a bit of a nothing stat at the moment, but the game's won percentage is something I'm quite interested in. Benson and Böge, as you can see, were taking part in a lot of games that we won, whereas players like Röder just didn't, and he was really low on this with Nickel and Kortsen, who I had to play a few times just because he was starting to get angry with me, and he's the kind of player we do want to keep around. Thankfully, he's injured, so he won't be playing today, and he can't complain about it either. Stopping by the medical centre for a second, as you can see, Søren Böge is in there, and it's a torn calf muscle. Why do I always go to cruciate ligament? It's literally the first thing I think of when I think of long-term injury is cruciate ligament. It's always a cruciate ligament, and it's never lupus. So, Søren Böge has got a torn calf muscle. He's out for 2 to 3 months. No real expectation as to when he's going to be back. I guess that puts his release date in sort of February kind of time, which I think means we might get some game time out of him in the second half of the season because there's a very, very long break. Finance-wise, we've made a bit of a loss this month, but we've still got 20k in the bank, so things are looking a-okay on the finance front for now. I did send my scouts out to try and look for stuff. They've found diddly shit, so that's good to know, but then that's what we had to expect with them being able to only scout in Denmark, and none of the players wanted to join us anyway. Bigler's goal in this game cannot be overstated with how important it was, because these guys were directly below us and a win for them would have taken them above us. Now we've kept them at bay, and there's a lot on the line today, as you'll see when we go to the match preview. So coming into this game, we are actually sitting in a 4th place, and not only that, but we have a goal difference that is, what is that, like 16 better than the team below us, which means that if we can just get a draw today against Sydvest, we will get into those promotion spots, I think. Unless Aarhus. Aarhus are at home against Schellerup, so that's going to be a difficult game for them. And who's the other team we're talking about? Other Aarhus are away at Leasing. So I think there's a really good chance for us to actually get in today. Even with a defeat, we could still get through to the next round of the fixtures, which would be really ideal, because it means that the whole second half of the season could be completely free of any worries about being relegated. We're never going to get promoted this year. I really, really doubt that somehow. We just lost too many points on the teams above us already. I mean, you never know, but we really have to turn our away form around. But with basically a free hit for the second half of the season, it would mean that I could focus that entire period on trying to work out an away tactic, which would be excellent, because if we could sort that out during that period, we could have a real go at trying to get promoted next season. I don't want to be moving too fast, but I really think we can. It's also really nice that we can move through the seasons as quick as we are. I feel like we're almost on track for the same type of tempo as I was with my old series, despite doing less videos, which is really strange. But I guess it comes from doing more in each video, and because we're going to get through seasons in like 6-7 episodes. So that's pretty damn good. I reckon we could get quite a long way into this save before FM19 rolls around, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we can get with the late stage. So, what do we do for today's game? Obviously, there's this tactic, but I've decided that since we've not tried this yet, now would be the perfect time to do it, because I'm an idiot, as well you know. So, I'm going to try and play the Snowpiercer in this away game. I've not tested it since I made all those changes in any away games, so for all we know, this could actually work out really well for us. It could also be catastrophic, but we still have to rely on, other results elsewhere have to go against us as well as this game. Sydvest are not a great side, so I'm hoping that we could at least just snatch a draw out of it. So, team-wise, we've got good partnerships appearing in the back, which is nice. Borup and Kramer on the wings, Benson and Dimorts in the middle, and Stephenson, Nygård, and Bigler up front. I think that's what we're going to go with, actually. I don't see any reason to change things. Things have been perfect lately, so we might just stick with this system. I always clear out the subs before every game and get them to auto-pick. I don't auto-pick the team anymore like I used to, because I want to try and maintain a bit more stability with it, but I always let the assistant pick the bench just so that he can weed out sort of ineligible players and whatnot, so I don't have to search for them. So here we go. We've got Reece Kane, Kortsen, Mikkelsen, Franson, Gunnarsson, Röder, and Adrian Mulholland, another one of the Irish contingent, has made the bench for today. I don't know how good he actually is, and apparently the game is refusing to tell me. I hate when it does that. It's very annoying when it won't let you click on things. He's okay. He does have 15 finishing, though. So, and a face like an Easter Island statue. So there's 2 pluses on that one. Scare the defenders. So without further ado, let's get into today's game. I've got the instant result still thing here, but someone has told me how, in theory, I can get rid of it from the skin. But they only told me this morning, so I haven't had a chance to do that yet. It involves editing the XML files and the skin. So hopefully, I should be able to get rid of that for the next game and keep the skin, which would be ideal. Now, I'm well aware that Rasmus Bigler isn't particularly ideal for the role that he's playing in, but at the end of the day, at this level, he scores goals when he plays there. So, I don't know. They seem to have adjusted their expectations quite a lot. That's bizarre. Let's get into the game and make sure everything's still set well. Yep, we are good. So yeah, basically the reason I decided to go with this tactic today is because over the weekend, after I'd played the fixtures, I decided to start a different save just for fun and to soak up some of my excess energy about enjoying FM. And I used the tactic home and away in that, and it seemed to work quite well. Although it could have been because they were a better side, who knows? We're going to give it a go and see what happens. Are we really on extended highlights? Is it doing that thing again? We are, apparently. What I really want, actually, in this menu, instead of what we normally have, is a league table, because this is what we need to be keeping an eye on, is the other results going on around us. We can get into a good position if other results go our way, even if we don't win. Rasmus Bigler very nearly doing what he does, but a very promising start for the opening stages of this game, to be honest. Even a draw would be good enough for us here with the other sides winning, because of our goal difference being so superior on account of winning games 7-3 and 4-1 and the like. Been a very cagey opening to this game. We've had the one shot of the game that's been on target. They've done nothing. Nicky Stephenson's been booked, and I might just tell him to ease off. Oh, here we go. In before we concede another goal from a... Damn it! Rene Hansen, and a set-piece goal has been conceded. That was unfortunate. Aarhus aren't winning yet, but if they do get the win, we will be screwed. Kristofferson is cleared away well, and that is an absolutely brilliant goal. Bad defending, potentially, but a brilliant goal nevertheless. I think both of our main rivals are away from home, so that could play into our hands. We've not been that bad. We've got a lot of the ball, compared to usual. We've only had one shot, though, and it was a pretty poor chance. We might have to take a look at some of the heat maps and stuff at half-time, try and work out a way to get back into this game. We've not looked as vulnerable as we have done in previous games, though, that is for sure. So maybe this tactic is the future. If we went 2-0 down before half-time, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh! Well done, goalkeeper. I don't know if that's actually going to count as a highlight. It appears that it's going to. That's a really poor clearance. Now, I wonder if the reason for the clearance being up the field like that was because he's no longer able to distribute to my centre-backs. So what I might do at half-time is adjust things so that he can... watch out for the big header at the back post. There we go. Long ranger coming up. Yes! Just get your blocks in. I might adjust where he's distributing the ball in the second half, because I think what's happening is their tactic is forcing him to distribute long passes because he can't pass it to the centre-backs. So if I go to the wing-backs, it might give us more of an opportunity. We've not been great in this first half. We've conceded a lot of fouls, but then that's always the case. We're losing a lot of possession in the wide areas and not completing many crosses. So we're just going to try and G them up with some assertive play. Where's your passion, lad? That's actually worked. It's actually worked. Right, let's take a little look at the analysis very briefly. Yep, that's definitely some blobs. At the moment, things are still looking good for us regardless. Even if we were to lose this game, we're still going to get through to the promotion stages. As long as we don't lose by like 13 goals, which, you know, I wouldn't put it past us. Benson. The problem with having more possession as well is I think it's stymieing our counter-attacking play a little bit. We've got options on the bench with Franson and potentially Mulholland, and oh, good golly gosh. That's the last thing we needed, because I don't think we've actually got a left-back on the bench. No, we don't. Who is the next best player in that position? It's going to have to be Rooney Courtson. I think it's a facial injury, wasn't it? I believe it was. We might have to make do with Courtson. But in addition to that, I'm tempted to get Stephenson off because he's on a yellow card as well, and bring on Adrian Franson. Not Adrian Franson. That's a cool name, but it's not a real player. So we're going to go with that for a bit and see what happens. Maybe Courtson can amaze me and give me a reason to start him more. But that injury to Borup looks like it could be a serious one, which could cause us problems later down the line. In all honesty, my main mission here is I'm just keeping an eye on that league table and making sure that no other goals go in. While those games are still drawn, anything could happen. A single goal could completely sink us at this point. Good. Right, here we go. Breakaway. That's poor from Benson. No. There's just no... Just looking at things, our clearances aren't finding the right players, and... Oh. Okay. That's a good goal. It's frustrating because they've actually had not that many good chances. In fact, no clear cuts, no half chances at all. They've just been more clinical with the chances they have had, and they've been very difficult ones to take on. Bad defending there, probably from... It's a good strike, has to be said. Disappointing. We might have to go on to attacking, because I do want to have a crack at this, but there's nothing to lose at this point, other than the game. We're going to go on to attacking for the final few... Well, final few. We've still got freaking 40 minutes left in this game. We've just got to rely on elsewhere, basically. That's the only hope we've got left, I think, is just to rely on the other teams around us getting what we need to do. It's looking like it was a mistake to play this tactic away from home. Go on. They just seem so hesitant to get... Right, Benson. Here we go. Nygaard. Get it down the wing. There we go. Bigler. Right, we need a big back post cross here or something. He's going to really not do very well at all there, Franson. It's a header. It's a clear-cut chance, but that's really difficult. We don't... Oh, my God. I hope they've got St. John's Ambulance on speed dial. Right. Thankfully, we've got Mikkelsen and Roeder. Let's just see. He's better in some areas, but I want to see which one's actually better. Determination, stamina is better, but what else we got here? Determination. He's got slightly more bravery, but he's just not as good, is he? We're going to go with Mikkelsen, since that is apparently a position he can play. It ain't looking good so far. 2 quite serious injuries by the looks of it. Thank God it's our last game before the giant break, because if we had some more league games to come... Look at that. Dearmorse has been sensationally shit today. None of his passes are landing. Some people said that perhaps his long ball ability comes from having 17 flair, so I guess that makes sense, or his technique is very good. So that could be an aspect there, something we can potentially train a bit more. Oh, wow. Oh, Ludvigsen finally with an actual save to make. It isn't looking great for us, I've got to be honest. I might actually even be tempted to switch it to this version of the tactic, just for reasons, because it seems to have dealt us better, and it only requires a slight change in roles for now. But it does appear that this game has very much passed us by. Hansen's ball in, and it's cleared away by Rasmus... Wait, I swear... Oh no, it was Rasmus Borup. I get confused with the names. Okay, so Schellerup are beating VSK, which is good for us. It's the other game that I was really worried about. A single goal for them would sink us right about now. So the scoreline is kind of irrelevant to me in this game now. I think we can fairly safely say that this one's probably passed us by. The early fledgling chances that we created seem to have fizzled out into nothing, and now we're not even getting the possession that we were. This is what I mean. Maybe it is just that the travelling that we're having to do actually is having an effect. I didn't think it would, but maybe that's why we're so good at home as well. It could just be simply that the travelling is actually having an effect. I don't know. I don't know if that game's actually got the ability to program that in. Kramer, back post. Oh, that's poor. That's really poor. Those are the types of passes that were usually resulting in goals. Schellerup 2-0 up, so that game's dead. Which means one rival is no longer going to be an issue. Gregerson, ball to the back post. Bigler, and... Oh, I thought it was going to be a penalty or something. Franson? Oh! Hits the crossbar, and it's a goal kick? Didn't look like the ball went out of play there. But for now, we do look, despite only having won 5 of our 14 games, all of which were at home, it does look as though we're actually going to sneak in to the second stage of this... Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal going in for someone. Maybe we can grab one back and just get an away goal. Show me that I should have played this tactic from the start. Alan Franson with a dreadful effort there. Creatively, oh. I don't believe it. We've been done. They've done us. They've won away at Leasing, and we're going to bloody... Oh, that's so disappointing. We should have done our job, but I didn't think they were going to go and get an away win. I can't believe that. Ah, that's so annoying. I think we'll be fine. Staying up shouldn't be an issue. There's definitely worse teams than us in this league. Plus, the home record should be enough to keep us afloat, but I was really hoping to have a bit more freedom to experiment in the next round of fixtures. To be perfectly honest, we just didn't create enough opportunities. So there's the promotion stage, looking how it would have been. I think we'd have got... we'd have been somewhere here. Let's just see how the relegation stage is shaping up. So we're one of the stronger sides in it already. We got 10 points to begin with, and the gap is already 7 points. Not 7 points. The gap is back to 7 points. So I think we'll be okay. Genuinely, I think we can win most of our home games in this and get ourselves a sort of 25 points. That should be the sort of the thing we're aiming for. So now we have a very, very long break. Actually, it appears to be even longer than I remember. We don't play our next game until the 17th of March, to give you an idea, which is just as well because we're about to freeze over at this point. So what I want to do in the next episode, since we're going to have to do like 4 months of just continue. I mean, we'll look for players potentially, but there's not really much to sign, I don't think, unless the Irish youth intakes happened. I will have a look for that in case there's some new blood that we can try and bring in, maybe from Iceland as well. In fact, we might even have our own youth intake to talk about by the time we get to here. So that'd be interesting. I don't know whether we're going to get anyone good, but even if we just get someone half decent, it could be useful for us. So, in the next episode, if you do want to see a double live com, then do let me know. I think it'd be fun to try something out, since there's going to be no games to talk about come the start of the episode. So what I think we might do is do the the away game against Naseby and the home game against top of the table Nestved, which would be an interesting game to get ourselves started with. I think what I might do for the whole of this second period is just try the original Snowpiercer tactic for all of these away games and just see if it works or not overall, to give us a real good idea, because I really don't think we're going to get relegated. I think we'll do enough against these teams, just in the home games alone, to stay up. That's the plan anyway. And then after that, if it clearly isn't working, we will revert to some other ideas for a potential away tactic, just to try something, because I think in order to get promoted out of this league, we're going to have to start being able to win a couple of away games, because the home form is pretty much sorted, it would seem. If you have enjoyed the video, do be sure to drop a like on it, that'd be amazing, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well for more videos like this 3 times a week. We're going Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday for now, hopefully. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video for a double live com against Nested and Nesby. That should be a fun one. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.